Hello, hello. Sandy from Ledoux Designs. How are you guys tonight? So on Tuesday night, we colored these two images, the coyote. So you can check out the replay on that if you'd like, and the Roadrunner. And so we need a background for this. We also stamped the cactus and the beep beep that we're going to color up tonight. But these are our little guys, and now we need a background for them. So we're going to create the whole background. We're not going to use any pattern paper or anything like that. We're just going to create a background. But before, excuse me, before we do that, we need to color our little images here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that so that anybody who's joining in a couple of minutes late will be able to see that part done. So we have two cactus and two beep beeps, and then I drew this little TNT for us to use so that I would have a little TNT for this. I didn't have a stamp or anything like it, so I decided to make my own. So I'm going to stick them on this sticky pad since I already cut them out. It'll make it a little bit easier to color them without them moving around on the paper. So this is just a standard grip pad that I got from the Dollar Tree. So it's pretty easy to use. I've also already pulled out the colors, so I'm going to zoom in just a little bit if I can. Wrong way. There we go. Just so you can see while I color it. But we're going to color it up pretty quick. It's not going to take a real long time. Welcome, welcome. I can't see who's here, but if you want to say hi, we'd love to have you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cactus. And I'm going to do the ground, like this little pile of dirt underneath it first. Hi, Beth. So we're going to start with E44. And I'm going to do them both the same. So I'm just going to put a few, just kind of put a few dots in here to make it look like dirt. Just to give it some texture. I'm feeling a little bit better. I still have this nasty cough, which I'm sure will rear its ugly head while we're on the live. But with this freaking cold front in Texas, I'm telling you guys, I am not made for this cold weather. This is E43. So it's been killing my head. And, but yeah, I feel better. I'm still not there yet. But it's better than it was, so no complaints there. Thank you so much for saying that, though. I want to be 100% better so badly. E41 is next. And I'm just going to finish this little dirt mound here with this color. I don't want it to be dark dirt, so I did it with this really light color because we're going to be using the oxides in a stencil for the background, so I don't want it to clash. Yes, the coughing does take a long time. And every now and then my voice sounds like a frog, but for the most part, much, much better than I was. Okay, so for our cactus, I want them to be a darker green color, so I chose G99, G94, and YG93. So we're going to go ahead with our G99. And I'm going to start by accenting these areas that the artist put the lines in there, or Sandra drew them. So we're just going to give it those dark areas here. And I'm going to do the same thing on both of them. They're not going to be the focal point of the image anyway. The characters we colored on Tuesday night, those are more the focal point. So These don't have to have any real elaborate detail or anything like that on them. This is G94. We have one more color after this. It's a little bit lighter, so I'm going to save the outside of the cacti for that last light color, just so it shows some light reflection on it. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. Exactly the same. Well, maybe not exactly. I'm not real good at repeating exactly, but we'll get close. Again, these aren't the main focus of our cards, so we just need a bit of color in there. And then I have YG93. Hi, Diana. And so we're just going to get these colored up. I was giving you guys time to hop in here, and then we're going to jump right into the background, which I'm excited about because I have an idea in my head, but I'm not really sure what it's going to look like when we get done. So we'll just roll with it, and hopefully it comes out the way I want it to. I did not practice or run any test run on this. We're just going to wing it, but I have an idea and I'm hoping I can bring it to life. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Next, I drew this little TNT box because I really wanted it, because that's what I always think about from the cartoons. So we're going to go ahead and color that real quick. And I don't know, the beep beep, we may wait until the end to do that because I'm not really sure what color the cards are going to end up being. So I'm using W9 for the darkest area on the handle of this TNT. And then W7 and then W6, just to get a little bit of color variation there. So these were pretty easy. We did most of the coloring on Tuesday, but I wanted these extra items to be used tonight, so we had to get them colored up real quick. So R29, R27, and R24 is what color I'm going to do the TNT. And I drew it and wrote the letters with a multi-liner so that we could color right over it and not have any issues. So that is my plan right now. This is R27 now. I've switched colors. I think it'll be dark. The letters will be dark enough that you will be able to see them through the red. That's why I picked the lighter colors of red, the lighter reds than I usually do. I usually like a much darker red, but I wanted you to be able to see TNT through it. So R24 is the last color, so we're just going to do this little bit of back and forth. And I'm using a pressure of about 3 or 4 because I really want that ink to saturate into that TNT so that it looks really cool. Okay, so that gets us done with these and ready to work on our background. So I'm going to take these little cactus off and the TNT, and I'm going to put those aside. I'm going to leave the beep beep on here in case we decide to use it as the sentiment later. We'll have to color it for whatever color we need it to be on the card. I didn't want to do it ahead of time because I don't want to end up with a color I can't use. So I'm going to use my Waffle Flower double-sided sticky mat. So I just pull the one side off. Uh-oh. I guess I pulled it off too many times. Now I have ripped it up. Good thing I have an extra cover sheet. clearly it does not like being on here. This is the first time this has ever happened. It like the whole top thing stuck to the mat. I wonder if it was because I had it wet before I don't know. Or I didn't clean it. Not really sure. That's disappointing, but I guess it happens. We're going to pull off the back as well so that I can stick it to my table so that my image won't move around while I'm trying to color it with oxides. So just pressing it down, and then I'm going to take my background paper, not this one. This one is way too thin. I need a thicker one. I don't know why I have this thin paper over here. I guess that's the only paper I have. We'll see. I hope it colors up nicely with oxides. Okay, so we're going to flatten that on our paper. Okay, now I have a stencil I want to use, which is going to give me a bit of a desert background. Dale made this stencil. It's got 2 layers. I think it was called Mesa Verde back when we had it in someone's shop. But it's just a mountain scene, and I think it's really helpful.
Desert scenic.
Desert scenic. Excuse me. I thought it would be really good for this scene, so that is what we're going to do. I'm going to place it here, and what it's going to do is it's going to mask the area I need to do the sky. So it's going to mask the mountain and leave the top open, so we're going to color sky first. So for the sky, I have 2 colors pulled out. I have Uncharted Mariner, if that's how you say it, Mariner, and Tumbled Glass. So I have these 2. I don't know where my holder is for this, so we're going to roll without it tonight. So I want it to be darker closest to the mountain and lighter above. So we're going to start with the Uncharted one. Don't need to be spilling stuff all over the place. So I'm going to go around really gently right around this area. A little bit more in the deeper sections and a little bit less at the top. Because I want the sky to be a little bit darker the lower it is. Probably should have picked a smaller brush, but it's okay. We are A-okay with this. So I just wanted to put the basics. Hey, Dee Dee Ann, how are you? Thank you for popping in. I wanted to get just a bit of the dark, and then we're going to go over it with the lighter color. And this will give us a better sky, a variety of color in our sky, rather than just a plain old blue sky. So Tumbled Glass is next. Hey, Mama. Hey, Jenny. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending that color up into the top. And I'm going to pick up some of the blue that we did for the darker area, just so that those colors blend very, very nicely. And they're doing really well. I like them together.
I told you the color to use.
Yeah, you guys are watching from your home, and Dale's watching from his chair across from me. So you'll hear him chime in every now and then. But see how it gives you a bit of a two-tone guide color in the sky, which is really pretty. Feeling good tonight. I'm finally in my craft room. I was missing it. I know what you mean. I didn't get out of bed for like 4 days last week, so I was missing my craft room too. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start building the rest of the background. So this is the sky, and now we need to start doing the mountains. So I pulled aged mahogany. I pulled rusty hinge, so a red and orange, and then 3 browns. So I have gathered twigs, crushed corduroy, and frayed burlap. So just to give us a bit of a variety, I think crushed corduroy is probably one of my darker colors. So that's all of these. I have them all out right here. I had surgery in December and couldn't sit on the floor for a long time. Oh, I know. That's terrible. Okay, let me see if I can take this, one of my many sweaters I have on, off. So when I lift up this stencil that had the mask so I could do the sky, when I lift that up, you'll see the starts of the mountains. Then we take this second stencil and we place it. It fits perfectly. We want to place it just a little bit past the blue area so the 2 colors overlap, because if you don't, you'll have a gap in there, and I don't want a gap in there. So I'm going to press this down in hopes that it will stick to the sticky mat. And then I'm going to choose one of the browns, but I'm going to choose one of the lighter browns because we also have an area that's going to do a shadow. So I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to start with gathered twigs. This one. And we can always go darker with the other dark colors if we need to. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting in that. I'm going to hold it. I really want it to. I'm okay with it being kind of that bumpy-ish look because it makes it look textured, and it is a mountain, so kind of okay with that. So I'm not going to smooth it out all together, just a little bit. Now when you use these stencils, this is going to be the next row that we're going to do, so you don't want to go past that and get it on that one. So if you need to tape it off, you can tape it off. I usually tape it off, but I was pretty sure I'd be okay tonight, So we're winging it, just like our background, just winging it together. These stencils are super cool. Dale is very good at designing these stencils to do all this cool, fancy stuff. Okay, so now we're going to lift up this stencil. So what we have is the start of our mountains. We go back to the original one that we put for our sky. And this area right here fits inside this mountain as a shadow. So what we're going to do is place that over top of the mountain. Let me get it lined up the way I want it. And then I'm going to press around the outside so that it sticks to the sticky mat. And then we're going to use a darker color. So I'm going to use the crushed corduroy because I feel like that's a darker brown. Hopefully I'm right. I'm not really sure. No, you know what? Maybe we should use the aged mahogany because that's what we have the reddish color for. Let's do that. That'll be our shadow area. And it'll be over the brown, so it won't be too red. It'll be like perfectly colored, so let's do that. I mean, why not, right? There's a little shadow area right here, so we want to make sure we get just a little bit of ink in that little sliver right there. Okay. Are you guys ready to see what it looks like? It's going to be cool. We're not even done yet. So many layers you can do. See that? That's pretty cool, huh? That's the shadow on the mountain area. And you can do it the flip way if you want. So you have two options for putting the mountain on which side of your card. I wanted mine on this side because this is the side that the coyote is going to be. So here we go. Next layer, you just, where you lined that up, now you're going to line this up. And again, just slightly over it so you don't have any white spaces. And then we press it down. Okay, this one I'm going to use Rusty Hinge. And then I'm probably going to use a brown with it, just so we can get a little bit of orange in here. Because our little guys have some orange in there too. So we're going to put some orange down, and then we're going to put some of the frayed burlap right on top of that orange. So we still have an orange tint, but it's not completely orange. I don't want the whole thing to be completely orange, but I did want to put a little bit of orange because our little Roadrunner has a bit of orange in him, and I think he'll look good if he's got some of that in there. So this is the frayed burlap. That's the one we're going to use next. We're going to put that right over our orange. And then it'll give us a really nice color. In some areas, we'll have a little bit more of the brown and a little bit less, so you can see the orange. So smooth. I love coloring with oxides. It's such a smooth, pretty blend. And it's not hard to get that smooth, pretty blend, but it does take some practice. So lifting it up, we're now going to move it up so this one will line up with the last one on there. Just all layered out to give you all those different areas that you need to have colored. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, this is the next one. It's going to finish up our design. And then we have some accents that we can add as well if we want to. So the one color I didn't use was brushed corduroy, so we're going to use that one now. If I can find the thing. There we go. Found it. All right, so here we go with brushed corduroy. Hey, Mom. Hey, Taz. So I'm going to hold that down. This is a lot less brown than I thought it was going to be, so I may end up putting some brown on top of that. I don't know. It is cartoonish though, isn't it? Doesn't it look a little bit on the cartoonish side with those bright colors versus darker colors? Looks like I might need some more of this ink in my frayed burlap. Looks like my arm is shadowing where you guys can't see. So let me get this smoothed out real well up there at the top, and then we can work on this part down here. Now, this part right here, you can see that my paper is underneath, and I really need all of that colored. So I'm going to lift up that paper and put it on top. There we go. Because I need the bottom colored as well. That way I won't build a line on there. I don't want a line on there, so be happy with it like that.
Generally, when you use this,
it usually lines up perfectly, but I didn't put it on there straight, so.
yeah, it's usually best to go from the bottom up so you can adjust.
Yeah, Dale, I don't need instruction on that. It's fine. It's all fine, I promise. Okay, I'm going to use the gathered twigs to add just a little bit more darkness on here. Yeah, my voice sounds just a bit better tonight, which is nice. But it comes and goes. Sometimes It sounds real good and sometimes it doesn't. So, hi Joy. It just in and out. Sometimes good, sometimes not. Okay, so that still kept that color, but just kind of deepened it up a little bit. I really, really like it. So that is perfect. Now I'm going to take that off, that stencil off, so we can see where we are with our design. Nice. I really like it. I am going to use a brush that I have, and I'm going to go over like just the line area just to kind of smooth that out just a little bit. Soften those transition spots. So I'm just using the real light brown because that way it works with all the colors. And I don't want to smooth that out all the way because I want it to look like there's little hills on there. And I actually feel like I'd like to have some cactus. Now, you know we colored them, so we have the cactus from the stamp set, so we don't really need to use these, but just so you know, there are cactus on this stencil, rocks, and grass. We may end up adding a little bit of grass and stuff after the fact, but let's go ahead and look at what we have so far. So we have this scene, and then we have our coyote, who's going to be over here in this corner, this devilish little smile on his face. And I made him a TNT, which we're going to put a little bit behind him. Like he's ready to do his little TNT. And then we have the unknowing little Roadrunner, unknowing what's going on. And I think we're going to put one cactus right here so that he's kind of trying to hide his little TNT. And then the other cactus, I think I'm going to put it behind the Roadrunner so you can see it, but it's not really the main focus. So cute. So I feel like we need just a little bit more like color in here. So what I'm going to do is use the stencil to add just a little bit more color. So I'm going to grab these off. We're not going to attach them yet. And I'm going to place this one. This is the same, I'm going to flip it over actually. This is the same one that we used up at the top, but I'm going to use it at the bottom. Just
you want to wipe it off first? So you don't
no, I'm okay with it mixing the color. Just going to add a little bit more. And I need a bit of, I need it to be a really dark color. I want it to be darker. So let's go back to gathered twigs. I bet we can make that pretty dark. What do you guys think so far? Are you excited to see how it comes out? I am. This is me making it up as I go along. No planning, no preparation, just playing. After all, it's just paper. We could always start again if we needed to. But I wanted just one more layer of color in there. So that is why I added that at the bottom. And I kind of like it. So I'm really glad that I decided to add that. I'm going to soften it with the same brush that I softened before. Get a little bit of that brown up in the top too, so it's not so obvious. I like it. Hey honey, can you grab me a green oxide please for some grass? Because I think I'm gonna put some grass on here. He's probably like, no, I don't want to get out of my blanket because we're all sitting here in blankets because it's so stinking cold in here. Now, I feel like, what do we think? What color do we think our beep beep needs to be? Because we're going to have to color that last. I don't know if I think it needs to be orange or red. I can't decide. I'm going to need you guys to help me out with that. Deal, right there in the middle is mowed lawn. Just give me that. Gracias. All right. I decided I wanted to use these little grass pieces right here and right here so that we could add just a little bit of that. So Dale grabbed Mowed Lawn, so we're going to use Mowed Lawn. And we're just going to color us in just a few little grassy areas. So I'm going to put them just randomly on here and pretty light. I don't want them to stand out too much. I just want them to be on there just a little bit. So I'm going to move up and put a little bit over here. There we go. Just a little bit of grass. Now I put the teeny tiny one way over here. That way it just gives us just a little bit of green to go with our cactus. Perfect. See? So much really cute stuff. All right, I'm going to pull this off because we are done with that part of the project, and I'll hold it up so you can see the whole desert scene going on there. Pretty cool. And then I'm going to lift up my sticky mat because I don't need that. And since I broke the paper, I guess I don't really need to do anything with that. I kind of feel like my beep beep needs to be red. So I'm going to go ahead and color the beep beeps real quick so we can put them on the card as well. We're just going to do them in a monochromatic way. So we're going to start with R29 for the bottom part of the bee. We're not going to be doing any shadowing or anything, you know, extravagant like that with these. Just want them to have some color in them. And across to the P. And we'll do the little one the same way. So that'll, they'll match. I mean, they are beep beep. They do kind of go together, so I feel like that'll be really nice. And then I'm going to turn it upside down now so I can keep going with the color. This one is going to be R27, a little bit lighter than the last color. Again, this isn't an elaborate coloring. This is just really super easy, just getting the color on the paper. And you just kind of keep the color when you're doing it like that, ombre, whatever you want to call it. You're just trying to keep that color about the same level on all the words, so, or on all the letters of the word, so that it just kind of flows nicely. But it's pretty easy to do. I think we did a live recently on different ways to color these words that are not all colored in. This is R24, it's the last one, so it's even lighter. And we're just going to finish off those letters. We're going to soften that transition area real quick. And then we're going to finish off the little ones. See, I knew these words wouldn't take us very long. I didn't know what color, so we had to wait till the end. But now when I hold it up, you'll be able to see it's lighter on the top, darker on the bottom. And if you wanted to make it even darker on the bottom, you could just go along the very, very bottom with the color one more time, and that'll deepen. It'll kind of look like I used 4 colors instead of 3. And it'll just give that deeper red color. So I'm just going to peel those off of my sticky mat. Now we have all of our pieces to put together our card. Now I have to decide on the card base color. So I'm going to grab that real quick. I have all my colors right here. You guys can give me your opinion. I kind of think we need something in the blue area. Maybe. Oh, something like that. or something darker, like maybe that. It's not really floating my boat. What are you guys thinking? Anything sound good to you? Maybe brown? Brown? Or green. I think green might be the only other color that I would think would go with it. We'll pick one from there. We got several of them. I think this one's, nope, it's the same color. I thought I had a darker green. Yep, I do. There it is. Okay, so I kind of think I like that darker green color, but let's look at them. Let's lay them out real quick and we'll see what we think. And we could layer them two up if we wanted, but we don't want to cut down too much of our space because our little guys are kind of big and I don't want them blocking. So looky there. So while I'm attaching these guys onto our card, you guys can look at those background colors and tell me what you think. So I have to set him on here so I know exactly where I want him standing, and then I can glue the TNT on there, but I have to have him in place first. Where is my glue? Oh, here it is. Hi, Sandra. Look at you, made it just in time. We did a background, and I drew the TNT. Oh, I guess I haven't used my glue in like a week and a half, so you guys know. Since I've been sick, I haven't been in here. Dale, I might need your help. I can't seem to get my glue to work. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's see. It's a hard choice. I'm leaning towards brown or dark green. Ah, you got your boys in bed, so you're able to jump on. Okay, let me see if I got it now. Come on, glue. There we go. I must have left it open when I got sick, and then it was open for a really long time, which is never a good thing. So I made my own little TNT, little pusher, whatever you call this. You know where he used to push down the little TNT and explode the Roadrunner, or try. He never seemed to get it right, but he did try often. So I drew my own little thingy to go with this because I felt like we needed it. And now that I got that on there where I want it, then I'm going to put, he's going to be trying to hide it behind the cactus. Left mine open once and thankfully I was able to unclog it. You love the TNT. Yeah, I had to draw the TNT. I needed it. So now I'm going to put this little bit of the cactus right by it. Like he's trying to hide it just a little bit. But it is a big explosive bomb, so he is ready to go. And look at that face. It works out perfectly. That face looks so guilty. I can't even tell you how funny that, how much that makes me laugh. That little expression he's got going on there is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, how fun is it that you get to bring these to life? Oh, thank you so much for making these, Sandra. This is so fun. I mean, I loved watching this cartoon. And he always was such a sly little guy trying to take care of the... How cute is that already? And we're not even done yet. Okay, now it's Roadrunner time. All right, so I'm going to put another cactus over here because I feel like we need more than one. But it's going to kind of be a little bit behind the Roadrunner in the background. So I'm going to put it right about here. And then we're going to put our Roadrunner down. He's so Hi, Kimber. All right, so here we go. We got our little Roadrunner. I know there was someone whose school was Roadrunners. She'll probably catch the replay. Here we go. All right, so we're going to put him right here. He has no idea what's going on over there. Or at least he makes you think he doesn't know what's going on, but he really does. He's really smart. Then we have our beep, beep, beep. So we're going to put one here. And we're going to put one down here. Well, I don't want to cover up my mountains too much. Do I want to put the little one up there? Let's see. Let's lift this up just a little bit so we can put it up underneath there. So I feel like that. I like it right there like that. All right, here we go. Getting that down. You love the old school cartoon stamps? Me too. These are from the Sassy Club. It's actually called Beep. So if you're out there looking for it, it's easy to find. That's the name of the stamp set. And it has 2 Roadrunners and 2 Coyotes. So you have them running or standing still. I chose the standing still ones, but I like the running ones too. So you can make a whole different card using the running ones. I'll show them to you in a few minutes as soon as we finish. And this isn't even going to need any bling because it's so cute. Okay, I like it on the green. That's the wrong green, so not the green. I like the brown. Do I like the blue? I don't like the dark blue. The dark blue is too much, but I do like the light blue. You like it? I almost think it would look better if it had the brown and the blue. Or maybe the brown and the green. What do you think? I kind of like that blue. I think we're going to go with the brown and the green. So the brown is going to be the background. So let's see how much I have these cut down. So I'm going to need to trim this one just a little bit. Oh, my trimmer isn't even down here. Excuse me. That coughing is not going to go away for a while. So I'm just going to trim the bottom of this just a little bit. And then I'm going to trim this side an even smaller amount. And then that way I should be able to have a border go around. And I want the border to be in brown, so I'm going to cut the border to match. Why are you acting crazy? Let's see how this goes. 5.25. So we need a little bit smaller than that. Let's see how this works. Let's see how well we did. Well, we cut it a little short, but it was perfect on the top and the bottom. So we'll just trim our little picture a little bit more so it works perfectly. And then a tad on the bottom so we have a little bit more space. And then we can put it on top of the brown, just like this. A little bit more on the top than the bottom, and I'm okay with that because my little coyote's sticking out up there, and I like it that way. So I am going to actually, I have an actual pop, triangle or square, whatever you want to call it, ready to go. But I think I'm going to put it under this before it goes on the green. So we'll glue this one on there. You know, you could pop up both sections, but I think I'm just going to do one. I don't want my card to be too big. Not this particular card anyway. A background is so fun. It was so much fun. It was in my head. Like the other night when I made the card, when I colored the images, I was like, I know I want, I even talked about it. I know I want him to have the TNT. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it until I got the stencil out, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to have to draw that TNT myself. It's pretty easy. Only took a couple seconds. There we go. So now we have a whole scene. I am going to put this pop on the back. It's one whole piece. I got these off Amazon. It's like full sheets. You just cut them down to whatever size you want them to be. And we place it on the back. And then we're going to put it on the card. So let's fold the card real quick. You guys, my desk is such a mess. For not having been working out here for a while, it is crazy that it's such a mess. There we go. All right, it's going to go this way, because that's where our scene goes. Hi, Leslie. Okay, this is how it's going to go. Now, this stuff is so sticky that you got to make sure you get it on there just right before you let go of it, or it's stuck, and that's it. So that is perfect. So now we have our whole scene going on here with our little beep beep guy. Isn't that just adorable? We have to add paper for the inside of the card. Really important that you have white on the inside, because other people that you give it to, if they don't have colored pens, they can't, it doesn't show up on the inside. So giving them a white on the inside of the card is always super helpful. Beep beep, love it? Me too. This set is so much fun. When I saw it, I liked it so much, but when I played with it, I liked it even more. That happens a lot though, no joke. Okay, this is, I have the full set sitting here, right here. This is the full stamp set. I'm going to take it out of the package so you can actually see it. But we used this guy and this guy, but there's a running one and then the Roadrunner's running, and there's the smoke you can put behind it, and this is the cactus and the beep beeps we used. There's also speeding by to say hi. That one works really good with the running ones. But this whole set is just called Beep. And look at this card. Oh my goodness. It really wasn't hard to do at all. You still need to use it. Look at how easy it was. Leslie, you got to do it. It's so much fun. And if you didn't know, on Tuesday night, I did a video where we colored this step by step. It's on YouTube now, and I put all the colors I used. So if you want to replicate the colors, you can. Yay! So I love it. I'm very happy with how it came out. We will have another live on Tuesday. We're back to Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 in this group each week. You have all the others too. Bugs. Yes, I do too. And if you look at the YouTube, we did some Bugs Bunny, and I did some speed coloring on Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and a few of the other ones. Porky Pig, I think. I haven't done Yosemite Sam yet, but definitely check out the YouTube channel. It's under Ledoux Designs. It has lots of speed coloring videos and such. I upload these, so tonight's episode will be uploaded as soon as I log off here. so you can go and catch the replay anytime you want. And I always put the color combinations that I used in the videos, so you have them for the copics, and sometimes I put the distress in there too. But so I hope you guys really liked that. The stencil I used for the background, that will be available soon. More details on that to come. And I will see you guys on Tuesday of next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good evening. Good night.